What's up, loves, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's video, guys, I'll be talking to you guys the power of silence, why silent people are successful. Thank you guys for tuning in. If it's your first time here, karibu sana. If it's your second or third time tuning in, welcome and welcome back. So on today's video, guys, I'll be taking you guys through the power of silence and why silent people are successful. This is a topic that I had to learn the hard way. Not really the hard way, but I had to take time and learn, because there's power in silence, there's power in listening, there's power in listening over speaking, and I felt like I needed to do some research on it, and I did some research on it a couple years ago, and you know, it's something that I felt like I wanted to share with you guys. So I'll be looking over here, guys. I have my notes over here, and I'm also taking some coffee right now. So let's get into the video. The power of silence is always in the ability to promote self-awareness and better communication. You know, we say silent people are successful because, you know, when you're silent, no one knows what you are thinking. No one can judge what you want to say. People don't have a lot of things to say. People automatically, when you're silent, people assume that you're smart, you know. And I want to teach you guys now why silent people are successful. Number one, the listening of a speaking part. Most of the silent people, they listen before they speak. Silent people are usually better listeners. Remember, there's listening and hearing. You can be hearing what I'm saying, but you're not listening to what I'm saying, because you are quick to give an answer. That's hearing. But when you listen, there's active listening. You actually pay attention to the details of what I'm saying before responding. So the silent people are usually better listeners. They pay close attention to what others are saying, allowing them to gather valuable insight and understand situations deeply and quickly. You see, guys, when, for example, when you're in an argument with someone and you rush to give out a statement, so that's why you find sometimes you say things, then you come back and be like, and I didn't mean that. It happened in the moment. I was angry, guys. That's when you find yourself in such situation, when you have spoken things that you later come to regret. You actually need to learn the power of silence, listening over speaking, because at times someone may be saying something to you, but you are hearing the wrong things, because you actually have an answer before they finish saying what they are stating. This is something that I actually had to learn when I was in a relationship, you know, because you see, when you're angry, you already know what to say. You're like, you don't do this, where were you, what happened, I called you, you didn't pick up, but you are not even listening, because something could have happened, but you're already quick to say, no, you could have called me, you could have written a message, but you're actually not listening to what someone is saying. So when you actually learn the act of listening over speaking, it will be beneficial to you at work, it will be beneficial to you in relationship, but it will give out a better communication with you and your loved one, with you and your parents or whatever, because you have actually taken time to listen to what they have to say. Guys, and if you know, listening is one of the good, showing that you are a good communicator, because when you listen to someone, just nod, don't be quick to answer. Sometimes even it can lower the anger. If the situation was so it had to be dragged out, the situation might calm down, because the person sees that you're listening. Another quality that makes silent people successful is observation skills. By staying silent, they observe nonverbal cues, their emotions and the dynamics and others might miss. This helps someone make informed decision. Observing the emotions that someone might have, because sometimes you might be in a discussion with someone and you realize, when you're listening to them and observing them, you realize that they're actually mad. So you will actually, before responding, you will gather what you have to say. You will change on what you wanted to say, or be like, okay, it's okay, but come and talk about it later, depending on the emotion that the other party has. because at times not everything needs to be dealt with there and then. You can say your point, but you can actually talk about it later, especially when you see the things have escalated in a discussion, or things have escalated and they may even result into physical fighting. So you don't necessarily have to answer there and then. So the important, what most of the silent people do, they observe, and that's something that I had to learn, especially when I'm in a relationship. When I'm talking to someone and I realize their facial expression, and I realize that it has changed from smiling, that person is actually angry. Now I choose the words that I want to say, because I might be saying what I wanted to say in a joking manner, but the other person will be like, no. So hoping you guys are keeping up. Another quality why silent people are always successful is they have self-control. Like silence often reflects emotional maturity. When you're silent, it shows emotional maturity. I know you have something to say, I know you have something that you have thought about it, you already, I know, but silence often reflects emotional maturity. This is something that I'm actually working on, because sometimes I be like, no, I'm Hakiza, I have something to say, I have something that I'm thinking about, but no, silence often reflects emotional maturity. Silent people think before they speak, and that's like, guys, I know you have grown up hearing that statement, think before you speak. No, you should always think before you say something. That's not a joke, by the way, guys. You should actually learn to think before you speak, because it avoids unnecessary conflicts or impulsive mistakes that can happen. Because this is something that I'm actually dealing with, because at times, sorry guys, at times, because coming from a place where I had to learn to state my voice, but now I feel like I'm at the point where I now have to balance on when to state my voice. Not that I have to suppress my emotion or to suppress my voice, but now I'm starting to learn, Hakiza, you don't have to talk at that time. What you want to say is actually not that. It's a point, yes, but what's the point of saying that point? Is it a beneficial point? Is it a positive point? Are you going to drag out the situation more? So those are some of the things that I actually also had to learn the hard way, and I'm still working on it, guys. I'm working on self-controlling in terms of silence, because when you realize those silent people, even when you are back in school, the silent people are always on top of the class. The silent people I always had to go and ask them questions. The silent people, you will never know if they know something or if they don't know something. You will always assume that they know, and sometimes you will go to them and they'll be like, no, I don't know the answer of that question. And you'll be surprised, because when you start talking to them, because you'll realize they're just as normal as you, just that for them they haven't shared what you are vocally sharing. So self-control is another aspect, because another aspect, guys, the fourth aspect, or the fourth quality that makes silent people successful, is the reflection and clarity. Silence allows time for reflection. Guys. Basically, for example, let's say maybe you have gotten into an argument with someone, and you don't have to, you be like, okay, I'm driving off, I'm going back home. The power of silence, you don't have to send that message right there and then. You don't have to pick that call when you're so angry to say A, B, C, D. You can be like, okay, just take time and calm down, because the moment you take time and calm down, it gives you time for reflecting on what could I have done wrong, what could I have changed, what was my role in that situation. Because when you are in the silent situation, you can't always just play the blame game and be like, okay, I'm blaming this one, I'm blaming this. No, sometimes you also have to take accountability on the role that you played in that situation. So silent people Silence allows time for reflection, and it helps silent people think through their problems, come up with creative solutions, and maintain focus on their goals. For example, for me, when I'm going through something and I take some time, these are, guys, I'm not telling you things that I was born doing. No, these are things that I actually had to learn the hard way. I had to go through whatever, or a squabble with someone and be like, okay, I need to relax. I had to sometimes I even say things that I didn't even mean, and it will bother me, because I am that person who will be like, I love my peace. Guys, 2025, choose your peace. Choose peace. So for me, I will be that type of person that I will go through a squabble with someone, then then it will affect me, because I say the wrong things. I feel like, okay, I overreacted. Okay, I feel like, okay, that person said this. I'm justifying myself in my head, but at the end of the day, I feel like, okay, Hakiza, you could have been the bigger person. I know people be like, no, why will they be the bigger person? No, guys, choose peace. Choose to have your mental health at the right place. So silence helps in reflection and giving clarity, which will help even in giving solutions. When you're silent is when you come up with solution. When you're silent is when you meditate, guys. When you're silent is when you pay attention to your details, because you can't be out there talking, sharing. At what when is the right time that you're going to reflect on your goals? When is the time that you're going to reflect on yourself? When are you going to reflect on what you want to do? When are you going to reflect on the progress of your life? When are you going to reflect the emotions that you're dealing with? And all these things need for you to be alone. So that's the power of silence. Sometimes you need to give yourself, or take yourself away from the situation, away from people, away from family, away from friends. If you are living with your family, lock yourself in that room. Make sure that you have progress on your life. Just don't live like the way it is. No, take time to know, okay, how am I feeling? I was saying, guys, sometimes you actually need to use that silent time to meditate, time to pray, for you to relax, because sometimes life can be lifing, guys. You may be dealing with work, you may be dealing with bills, you may be dealing with family issues, that you don't even have time to reflect on your own life. So the power of silence, it will help you meditate, help you to even realize, okay, why am I even angry? Because sometimes you might be thinking you're angry, and you are really not angry about that situation of what you think you're angry. You could be dealing with something else, or something else could be making you mad. Think something what's what's not actually happening at that time. So that's the power of silence. Another thing that helps people, that why silent people are successful, it's because silence enhances concentration, guys. Doing nothing is a real challenge, guys. I want you to do it as a challenge. Just a day, just take 30 minutes or 1 hour. Silence isn't about weakness, or just showing. When you're silent doesn't mean that you're weak. Silent actually shows that there's a sense of calmness within you, that you have this self-awareness, that you have strong self-awareness. Because why silent people are always successful is because you get that people, you perceive them as people who have a great sense of self-awareness, because they don't have to necessarily talk, but when they actually get to talk, everyone wants to pay attention. Everyone is like, okay, let me hear what they have to say. So silent isn't about their weakness. It's a strategic tool that can be used wisely and enhance relationship, and it fosters better relationship that lead to long-term success. That's why most of the silent people are successful, guys, because when you are silent, it shows a sense of calmness. It gives you inner peace, that is often translated into resilience, and the ability to handle stressful situations. That's why you find most of the silent people that are actually leaders of companies, and you're like, okay, how come so and so is a leader? Like, they don't even talk, they don't do ABCD, but it's because of their silent trait. So I want to urge you guys to be on this journey with me, because guys, I'm not yet perfect. I'm also on this journey of learning I'm learning to be silent. I'm learning to be careful with my words, because you know sometimes your words can put you in trouble. So I'm hoping you guys are learning a few things or two in this topic of silence, guys. So because I feel like I'm almost done, because the last point is silence enhance concentration, guys. When you're silent, it enhances concentration. For example, even when you're reading, you can't read when it's noisy. You can't be in an environment and say that you are reading when it's noisy. So reading, silence enhances concentration. So guys, I hope you guys have picked a few things from the topic. I hope you guys have picked a few things from the points that I've said, and you are going to take action on them, guys. So let's take this journey together. I hope you have learned something. I'm also on this journey with you guys, so make sure you like, share, subscribe, and keep in tune for more videos, guys, because I'll also be sharing more topics on the journey that I am in, so that we can be with them together. Bye, loves.